Greetings, everybody. It is I again for another quick video. I'm not going to make this really long because I got some stuff to do before I go to Commander today, and I don't have a whole lot of time left. But I just threw together my old deck that everybody loves to hate. I don't care there, though. Tergrid God of Fright. So basically what Tergrid does is whenever an opponent, any of your opponents sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, I get to put that card from the graveyard into the battlefield under my control. One of the most hated commanders, one of the most saltiest commanders. It's like one of the top salty commanders, I'm pretty sure. So basically my whole deck is built around making people sacrifice cards, making people discard cards, that sort of thing. And people taking damage from discarding cards, people taking damage from sacrificing cards. And I sacrifice some things too. There's a little bit of stacks type pieces in here as well. I don't have anything, I don't have a huge pile of amazing lands that I usually put in there, but I've got 2 copies of Cabal Coffers, both of them Japanese. I bought them both when they were really cheap. Now even the Japanese ones are expensive. So I've got a Cabal Coffers in here. Everybody knows what Cabal Coffers does, so there's no needing to explain when they see that card hit the field. So I've got for my discard and sacrifice packages for creatures, like I've got Tiny Bones Pickpocket. He's like a mini, whenever he does damage to a player, I can cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard using mana of any type to cast that spell. So that's like a little, you know, even if Tergrid comes off the table, I've got ways to do shit in this deck. So Creeping Bloodsucker, he's always doing a damage to people. Umbral Zealot, when I say someone discards a creature or has to sacrifice one and I get it, I can just sack it to Umbral Zealot and Surveil. Blood Artist, every time a creature dies, someone's taking damage, I'm getting life. Braids is an evil bitch within herself. She, at the beginning of my end step, I can sack an artifact, creature, or enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If I do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent of their choice that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life, and I draw a card. Evil. Braids. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices an artifact, creature, or land. Evil. Crick. So I have a Bolas's Citadel in here, but he's Bolas on 2 legs. A little more costly, but Bolas Citadel on 2 legs. Plus he gets huge every time I cast a black spell. Elderfang Disciple, makes someone discard. Viscera Seer, when I sack a creature, I scribe 1. Corrupt Court Official, when a creature enters, target opponent discards a card. This one, they discard a card. This one, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker they control when Plaguecrafter comes out. So we go Roaming Throne. That'll double up on all these triggers for Tergrid and whatnot. Pitiless Plunder. When a creature I control dies, treasure token happens. Massacre Worm. Mini board wipe, and it could possibly take out people at the table because each opponent loses 2 life for each creature that dies. Shieldred. I'm taking everything people are putting in their graveyard, I'm putting back into play under my control constantly when she's out. Cryptghast, more ramp package, or Curse Marauder, make people sack. Elvish Doomsayer, each opponent discards a card. Vermin Gorger, I can sack a creature, each opponent loses a life, and I gain 2 life. Mindstab Thrall, an oldie from Fallen Empires. That's right, you saw it. I was just going through my vault today and I was like, this actually isn't too bad. Mindstab Thrall, 1 colorless, 2 black. Summon Thrall, 2/2. If Mindstab Thrall attacks and is not blocked, you may sacrifice it to force the player who it attacked to discard 3 cards. If you do so, it deals no damage during combat this turn. If that player does not have enough cards in his or her hand, if that player does not have enough cards, his or her hand is discarded. Not terrible. Hypnotic Spectre, an oldie but a goodie. Makes everybody, whoever it hits, they discard a card at random from their hand. And finally, a instant win. Gray Merchant. Everything's black in my deck, so put Gray Merchant in here, because when I cast him, each opponent loses X life equal to my devotion to black. So that's my creatures package. It'll probably get changed. This is just kind of thrown together. I've thrown it together literally in the last hour and 10 minutes. So I've got Obnixilis the Hate Twisted. Whenever an opponent draws a card, Obnixilis the Hate Twisted deals 1 damage to that player. I've got Liliana of the Veil. Each opponent discards a card for +2. Her -2 target player sacks a creature. Her -6. Separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice. She's pretty much a staple in this deck. Now, I've got Professor Onyx in Japanese. I bought a back Japanese Strixhaven box ages ago, so I've got the extended art Professor Onyx in Japanese. Now, she pairs with, I think it's a sorcery in here. I pulled this was a list pull from a Phyrexia All Will Be One set booster like a year ago. Where is it? Chain of Smog. So she has Magecraft. Whenever she's up and I cast a spell, each opponent takes 1 damage, I think. Something like that. Chain of Smog. Target player discards 2 cards from his or her hand. That player may copy this spell and may choose new target for that copy. So I can cast this on myself and endlessly loop it on myself and endlessly loop the 1 damage with her with the Magecraft. That's basically an instant win in this deck. So since I've got the sorceries, Diabolic Intent, since we're on the sacrifice theme, Insatiable Avarice, which I bought some copies when it came out because I thought it was a slept-on card, and boy was I right. Because honestly, this is so good for, what was it, $3-4 when it come out? Now they're 10 or 12. Mind Twist, an oldie but a goodie, discard. Siphon Mind, each player discards a card from his or her hand. You draw a card for each card discarded that way. That was a really good. Stir the Grave, X in black, sorcery, return target creature card, converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to play. So if she goes away, or if she goes to the graveyard, I can just bring her back. Exsanguinate, another instant win. I actually won recently with Exsanguinate. I just had enough mana and I fucking bashed everyone. Smallpox, each player loses a life, discards a card, sacrifices a creature, and sacrifices a land. I mean, this deck can just be devastating without her anyway. Mutilate, all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp I control. Death Cloud, each player loses X life, then discards X cards from his or her hand, then sacrifices X creatures and sacrifices X lands. If she's in play, good luck to you. And then good old tried and true Thoughtseize. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You lose 2 life. For the instants package, I've got Deadly Brawlic, Dark Ritual, Shieldred's Edict makes it everyone sack a non-token creature or sack a creature token, or each opponent sacks a planeswalker. Sudden Spoiling, we've gone over this one again. This is clutch sometimes. Withering Torment from Duskmourn, which is an awesome black destruction, well, enchantment and creature destruction. Cabal Ritual, I've got a few of these still. More Ramp, Village Rites. I can sack a creature and draw 2 cards to move things along. Now, I'll go into the enchantments package. Underworld Dreams. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to them. Waste Not. Whenever an opponent discards a card, I can crack a zombie, float 2 black mana, or draw a card. Fairy Tauntings. Whenever you play a spell during an opponent's turn, you may have each opponent lose 1 life. Evil. Polluted Bonds. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's turn, that player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Oppression. Whenever a player casts a spell, that player discards a card. Grave Venerations. When this enchantment enters, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your end step, if you're the monarch, return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Fungal Fortitude. This is another key one. Enchantment. Aura. Flash. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0. But when enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. good for saving Tergrid. I didn't have these let's save Tergrid packages in here because I didn't realize how important that was. Nor did I care. Cruelty of Gix. This is a slept on enchantment saga from Dominaria United. Get them, use them. I have a few of them. Whenever I can find them for cheap, I buy them because for 2 black mana and 3 colorless, it comes out. First turn, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker card from it. That player discards that card. Beautiful. So it goes into the Tergrid ramp package. Number 2, search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle. You lose 3 life. So it's a tutor built in. Then number 3, put target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control. This is an evil enchantment. I love it. Now, I have an extensive artifact package in here. So Crawl Space, it's a little stacksy. Bolas' Citadel, for the obvious reasons. Chimel the Inner Sun, spells I control are countered. And at the beginning of my end step, I can discover 5. So I can go searching down in my deck and just start playing cards 5 mana or less for free. Thran Dynamo for ramp. Felon's Cane for dumping my graveyard back into my library. Soul Ring, of course, this is a collector's edition. It's got one of my prize and joys from my old set, my old collection, before I had to sell it. It's a little bit beat up, but it's black bordered Soul Ring. Beautiful. I love it. This is like the epitome of what Soul Ring used to look like. So there's Soul Ring, and then another evil thing for a Tergrid deck, Portal to Phyrexia. I pulled that from a collector's pack. Love it. Basically, at the beginning of the upkeep, I take a target creature from any graveyard, put it in the battlefield under my control, and it turns into a Phyrexian too. So I'm doing a little bit of that every turn with that. Jet Medallion, ramp, Whisper Silk, Tergrid Protection, Swiftfoot Boots, Tergrid Protection, Mana Vault for ramp, Lotus Bloom, ramp, Decanter of Endless Water, ramp, and make my hand size, make it so my hand, if I get a big hand, it won't go away. And Scrawling Crawler for card draw and stacks. So there's my Tergrid package. Like and subscribe. I might try this out tonight. We'll see. I've got 10 decks now. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys again soon when I have some free time. I'll see you later. Bye.